Hey everyone, Johnny here. Don't speak news. News we're not supposed to speak about. And I've got this story pulled up this morning for a very good reason. I got a word from the Lord yesterday, and it has to do with this debt jubilee that the Pope is talking about here in this article. And I was told to write it down and repeat it to you, and that's what I'm doing right now. So they're going to give you a choice in the very near future. Take the debt jubilee and the mark, or suffer and die outside of the new system. And that's it. That's the word. And then right after, I got this word yesterday. And then this morning when I'm pulling up stories to report to you guys, because like I always do, I pray first and I ask for the stories to jump off the screen. And this was one of those stories that absolutely jumped off the screen because of the word I was given by the Lord yesterday about this very thing. So let's get into it, shall we? I'm just going to scroll down here to where we get into the nitty-gritty of the issue. The Pope has called for international debt forgiveness during the Catholic Church's Jubilee year, which is being marked throughout 2025. He says, I've repeatedly stated that foreign debt has become a means of control, whereby certain governments and private financial institutions of the richer countries unscrupulously and indiscriminately exploit the human and natural resources of poorer countries, simply to satisfy the demands of their own markets. Yeah, so they can get an extra quarter point on their stock returns. I mean, that's the sickness of the love of money, basically the worship of money. And that's what they've been doing, guys, over the past how many years now? Since the 2008 financial crisis, really, which was a massive recession, but they didn't want to call it that. So they called it, a debt crisis or whatever it is they want to call it today. But ever since that time, they've dropped interest rates to basically zero at the Federal Reserve. And how many years did they keep it at or close to zero, right? They actually had negative rates in Europe where it cost people money to keep their money in the bank. But nonetheless, they got everybody hooked on this cheap credit. It's like crack cocaine. A crack dealer will give you free crack to get you hooked, and then you keep coming back for more, and you got to pay the guy. Well, that's the same thing they did with the money system. They made credit super cheap, almost too cheap to, not take it. And so everybody started taking this drug called cheap debt. And then they pulled the rug out recently and started raising interest rates again. Well, now they have to drop them again because the debt has just become unsustainable. It's, insurmountable. And so they're going to have this debt jubilee, this debt forgiveness, but there's going to be catches to it. And I just told you what they are. So there you go, guys. You got the news ahead of time. I don't see many people reporting on this. So now you know. God bless, take care. Johnny Storm, Don't Speak News.